I greet you with the greeting words of peace. We say them in the Arabic language, Assalamu alaikum, and they only mean peace be unto you. Welcome everyone to the Digital Marketing Mastery for Service-Based Businesses. Whether you're a coach, a consultant, an agency owner, a video professional, a real estate agent, a creative, an accountant, or a specialist, today's session is built to solve one problem. You're great at what you do, but your marketing is not communicating your true value. And in 2026, that gap is going to cost you money, clients, momentum, and market relevance. This webinar is not just another marketing session or another marketing class. It's instead a business acceleration system built from what high-performing service brands are doing right now. By the end of this session, you're going to think differently about content, messaging, lead generation, funnels, client attraction, and brand authority, and systems required for predictable growth. What I'm giving you today are frameworks, the strategy, and the clarity that service providers wish they had a couple years ago. So to make this valuable, you gotta know and understand that everything that I'm about to teach is not theory. It's built from real-world experience. So let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Brother George X, and I help service-based businesses grow using strategic digital marketing. Not trends, not guessing, but clear proven systems. My background spans operations, customer experience, business development, brand strategy, content ecosystem, and growth frameworks. I've spent a couple of years studying what separates struggling service brands or service providers from scalable ones. And here's the truth. It's not talent, it's not hard work, and it's not luck. What it is clarity, systems, and communication. This training is built specifically for people who are ready to stop guessing and start implementing marketing that is predictable, profitable, aligned with their value, and marketing that is repeatable. Think of today as a shortcut to understanding how modern day digital marketing works for service-based businesses. With that foundation in place, or having set that foundation in place, let's get into why this conversation is so urgent and why it's so important right now. Now, most service providers are knowingly doing marketing the old way. They're posting randomly, selling reactively, letting algorithms determine their income, and they're relying on hope instead of strategy. But the world has shifted. Clients have more options now. Markets move faster, attention is shorter, and the competition is much louder and higher. Because of that, marketing is no longer about visibility. It's instead about narrative control, or it's about controlling the narrative. So if you don't control the narrative around your brand, something or someone will. The algorithms, your competitors, and the customer's assumptions. This session matters because it gives you back your power, or it gives you back your control. It gives you back that control that you've lost. So we're going to break marketing into simple, executable frameworks that create predictable leads, consistent demand, premium perception, clear positioning, and scalable systems. Don't think about this as a motivation because it's not. It's the real deal. This right here is execution. When we zoom into that narrative gap, the entire problem can actually be summarized into one painful sentence. Here's the real problem. You are doing a lot of marketing, but very little of it actually converts. And most service providers today are consuming too much content. They're posting too many random things, guessing what works. They're chasing trends, copying competitors, and they're switching strategies every month. The result of that is that there's too much there's too much effort in and very little return out. However, today's webinar is just about fixing that. We bought that business. Fixing is our business. So how do we fix that? We fix that by replacing guesswork with a structured step-by-step system. Here's exactly what I'm teaching you today, and every part is designed to work even if you're starting from scratch. 1. The 3M framework, which is the backbone of modern day digital marketing, and is built on 3 pillars: the market, the message, and the mechanism. 2nd, high converting messaging, which is how to speak so ideal clients say, wow, this is exactly what I need. 3. The 7-day visibility reset, which is the fast method to regain momentum, visibility, and authority within a week, even if you've been inconsistent. 4. The conversion triangle, the 3 elements that determine whether the prospect buys or walks away. The elements that determine your income or your revenue, that control your revenue or your income. 5. The lead magnet strategy, which is how to attract buyers, not freebie hunters, using simple high-value assets. 6. Automations for growth, which are systems that generate leads and nurture clients without your daily involvement, or systems that follow up, nature and convert, so you stop chasing clients. And finally, 7. The 6-step growth blueprint, which is a repeatable plan designed for 2026 and far beyond. By the end of this session, you're gonna walk away with clarity and direction more than most service providers ever do, and you're gonna walk away with a system you can deploy tomorrow. But I also want to be clear, because this system is not built for everyone. Let's confirm you're in the right room. This session is for you if you sell a service, if you want more content, if you want more clients without burning out, if you're tired of posting without results, if you want clarity in your messaging, if you want structure and no stress, if you want to attract higher quality and more aligned clients, if your marketing doesn't match your true value, and this session is for you if you know that you're capable of more. And here's the deeper truth. Service-based businesses grow fastest when they simplify, not when they complicate. This webinar is built for the entrepreneur who's ready for structure, precision, predictability, professional branding, and a marketing system that works every single month. So if that feels like you in the description, feels like you, then you're exactly where you need to be, at the right place and at the right time. Now, if you see yourself in that description, then you've also probably felt the frustration of doing the work, showing up, posting, but still not seeing the growth that you expected. Let's clear that up and find out why that really happens. Before we can even talk about growth, we first got to talk about why your content or why your marketing is not working today, despite the fact that you're posting consistently. Most people believe their marketing is failing because they're not posting enough. They feel as though they're not doing enough videos, they're not learning enough trends, and they think they're failing because they're not beating the algorithms. But here's the truth. Marketing does not fail because of effort. It fails because of direction. Let me give you the real reasons why most service-based business struggle today. One, they're posting daily but not strategically. It's like you're going to the gym, but it's like you're going to the gym every day, but lifting randomly. See, effort is there, but there's no progression. Two, you're selling features and not outcomes. Clients don't buy hours, deliverables, tasks, or coaching sessions. What clients buy are clarity, confidence, transformation, and belief, progress, and a better life on upgraded business. Three, your audience doesn't trust you yet. We live in a world of AI content, overnight gurus, and quick fix promises. So you gotta understand that trust nowadays is the new currency. Four, you're not positioned as the best choice. You might be absolutely great at what you do, but if your value isn't framed correctly, you're gonna get ignored evidently. See, marketing is not hard. Marketing isn't hard at all. Don't let people lie to you that marketing is hard. It's not. It's rather misunderstood. People think they have a traffic problem, but 99% of the time they actually have a positioning and marketing. They have a positioning and messaging problem. And this misunderstanding is just about to get even more expensive because the digital marketing landscape is shifting real fast. And 2026 is going to reward a completely different type of marketer. We're entering a new digital era. 2026 is going to define who rises and who disappears. So let me summarize the shift in one sentence. Winning in 2026 is going to be attention, plus trust, plus distribution, and plus proof. It's not going to be posting daily. It's not going to be posting trends. It's not going to be posting daily. It's not going to be copying trends. And it's not going to be dancing on reels on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. It's going to be none of that. 2026 is going to reward one, attention. Your content must stop the scrub within 1 to 2 seconds. Two, trust. Your message must feel safer, clearer, and more credible than your competitors. It's going to reward three, distribution. If people don't see your content, you are invisible. Your content does not exist. Four, proof. Proof is the new persuasion. Screenshots, frameworks, breakdown, results, and behind the scenes, etc., etc. So know this, that the marketplace doesn't buy the loudest brand anymore. They simply or instead buy the specialists. Think up, for example. They don't post more than the competitors, but they communicate better, and that's why they dominate the position. So what does it look like when you actually apply this shift in real life? Let me show you the transformation we're creating or we are building with this system. To understand the power of this shift, here's a simple before and after model. Before state, which is the state most service-based businesses are in today before applying what I teach. They have an unclear messaging, no niche clarity, random posting, no lead magnet, no automation, no nature system, and unpredictable income. On the left-hand side, the after state, where most service-based businesses are in or find themselves into after applying what I teach or what we are building. And this is what this webinar is building. Crystal clear market, premium and authority-based messaging, strategic content categories, a high-quality lead magnet, automated email nature, predictable client acquisition, and a steady pipeline visibility. Now, this shift isn't difficult at all. It just requires intentional architecture. And anyone in this room, I mean, anyone can make this shift starting today. Because people don't buy your service, they buy the transformation that you present. This architecture begins with one foundational system, the backbone of what I'm teaching you today, and the foundation of modern digital marketing, the Ethereum framework. This framework has generated millions, if not thousands, for service-based businesses around the world. It's called the Ethereum framework, like I said, and it's built on three pillars. M1, the market. It's who you serve and what they deeply care about. The M1, the market. It's who you serve and what they deeply care about. M2, the message. Why they should choose you over anyone else. M3, the mechanism, your unique way of delivering results. When these three align, everything else improves. You're going to have stronger content, better leads, higher prices, easier conversions, and competition becomes irrelevant. The problem is most people focus on tactics, but tactics alone only work when your 3M foundation is strong. Here's a short analogy I want you to remember, or which is going to help you remember or understand the 3M framework a little bit better. And it goes like this. Your market is the audience, your message is the script, your mechanism is the performance, and together they create the show. I'm going to repeat the short analogy one more time. Your market is the audience, your message is the script, your mechanism is the performance. Together they run the show. Let's break down the first M, the market. And this is where most people get it wrong. Most people define their niche by demographics like gender, age, location. But buyers don't move because of demographics, they move because of psychology. True market clarity means knowing and understanding their pain, like what frustrates them, what keeps them stuck, and what have they tried that has failed. M2, knowing and understanding their desire, what future they chasing, and what outcome feels urgent. 3, knowing and understanding their language. You must speak how they speak, not how you describe your industry. For example, you say brand positioning. They say, I want people to understand what I do. Now, market clarity is not about using fancy marketing language. It's about speaking in everyday words your buyers or your niche users when they're explaining their problems. So when you see the world through their language, not yours, your content becomes clearer, your message becomes sharper, and your marketing starts pulling in the right clients almost effortless. 4, their buying triggers. What finally makes them to say enough is enough? See, when you articulate their word better than they can, you instantly become the authority. Once you know who you're speaking to, the next step is figuring out what to say. This is where your message becomes your advantage. Your message is the reason why people choose you over everyone else. over anyone else or everyone else. It's not your logo, it's not your colors, and it's not your posting frequency. The message is equals to positioning, which is equals to conversion, and which is finally trust. So a message must therefore clearly say, answer these four questions. Your message must clearly answer this. Your message must simply answer this one powerful, simple question. Why should I choose you over anyone else? Or why should I choose you over everyone else? See, most people think in big statements or big languages like, I help people grow, I provide professional services, I help you reach your goals. But none of that actually converts because buyers want clarity, confidence, and safety. So a message must therefore communicate one, the problem that you solve, two, for a specific person you solve it for, three, the method that you use, four, the transformation they achieve, and five, your message must communicate why your approach works better. Let me give you an example of a fitness coach. So a fitness coach would say, or don't say, a fitness coach would say something like this, which I prefer you shouldn't say. I help people get fit. Rather, you can say, or here's what a fitness coach should say, or what you should say. Say something like this. I help busy professionals lose 7 to 10 kilograms sustainably using a 3-step metabolic reset system without strict dieting or long workouts. Now, with this positioning, you sound premium, clear, and different. With this clear message, you sound premium, clear, and different. When people are confused, they don't buy they don't buy at all. Rather, when people are convinced rather. Let me repeat this short mini teaching. When people are confused, they don't buy. But when people are convinced, they buy quickly and real fast. The third M, let's jump into the third M, the final pillar. And this is where your authority multiplies. And this makes you instantly different from your competition, from everyone else. So your mechanism is your intellectual property, it's a signature system or signature method, and it's a unique way of delivering results. This is what shifts you from a service provider to a specialist. A mechanism can therefore can be anything ranging from a framework, a workflow, a signature method, a process, a formula, and or a blueprint. Example, instead of saying, I help people manage their finances, you can say, I guide professionals through my 4-step financial reset method that helps them organize, optimize, and automate their income. So a mechanism is therefore, once you position yourself with a mechanism, once you develop a mechanism, your unique way of delivering results, a mechanism increases trust, demand, it increases authority, prices, and conversion. So a strong mechanism makes competition irrelevant. You ain't got to compete anymore because the mechanism gives your competitors the competition. Now that you have your foundation, it's time to communicate it to the world. And that brings us to the content engine or the content that sells. So now, when people say, I'm posting, but I'm not getting clients, it's almost always a content. It's almost always a content issue, not a skill issue. So in 2026, the content can't be random. It must work like a well-built machine. It must work like a system. So therefore, your content needs 4 layers to create predictable demand. 1, content 1, or layer 1, authority content. This authority content says to audience, I know what I'm doing. It builds credibility, and this positions you as the expert. An example of authority content includes, here's how I helped a client reduce churn by 40%. Layer 2, trust building content. This says to your audience, you can rely on me. And it shows who you are, not just what you do. Like, people don't buy from who they spark cross, but rather they buy from who they trust. So remember, we said trust is the new currency nowadays. Trust is the new currency. So examples of trust building content include behind the scenes, process videos, case studies, and basically the tools you use. Layer 3, value content. And this value content says to your audience, here's the proof before you buy. Here's the proof before you pay. It provides practical help, step by step, tips, and insights. Basically, you teach something small but powerful. An example is the 3 questions everybody answers before booking. And finally, layer 4, conversion content. This can be a clear call to action, a clear invitation that guides or says to your audience, here's the next step. It turns attention into leads. Example, you can say, do you want a full framework? Download the guide. Or you can say, if you want help implementing this, book a strategy call. Now, the mistake most people make is that they only post value, but value alone does not convert. A real content engine builds visibility, it builds trust, it builds demand, sales, and predictability. This is how you turn content, or this is how content becomes a client acquisition system. It's how you turn content into a client acquisition system with the 4 layers: authority content, trust building content, value content, and conversion content. So remember that authority grabs attention, trust earns permission, value builds belief, and conversion triggers action. If your content feels inconsistent, overwhelming, or just flat, dead, or stagnant, don't panic. Don't overthink or don't quit. You don't need a full overhaul, you just need a visibility reset. This, this 7-day system, this 7-day system is the exact system I give my clients, or I give clients who want fast traction and fast visibility. Day 1, fix your bar from clear positioning to clear conversions. Your bar must clearly state who you help, what problem you solve, your method, the transformation they achieve, and your call to action. Day 2, clarify your offer. Your content flows from your offer. If your content is vague, if your offer is vague, your content is going to be vague. If your offer is strong, your content is going to be strong. Day 3, gather testimonials. Proof builds trust instantly. So buyers are going to need proof in 2026. So gather testimonials by any means necessary. Day 4, content clarity. Identify 4 to 6 content pillars. Day 5, distribution strategy. You must post where your audience actually spends their time. If you're a B2B type of service provider, LinkedIn is your thing. If you're a B2C service provider, TikTok or Facebook is your thing. If you're a graphic designer or in visuals or creative, Instagram is your thing. So go where your audience is or where your audience spends their time the most. Day 6, engagement strategy. Visibility grows with interaction, so you cannot build demand without interaction. Therefore, comment on other professionals' posts, respond to the comments in your posts, DM. Do all these 3 things almost on a daily basis, or daily if that's possible. Day 7, optimization. Review, refine, and then repeat. This 7-day reset visibility has revived their social media accounts within 7 days. It has fueled pipelines and produced leads within less than a week. So visibility is not about volume. It's all about clarity. Now, visibility is great. It's cool. It's pretty. But visibility alone don't pay the bills. Revenue comes from the conversion triangle. Your income is therefore controlled by 3 things: positioning, plus messaging, and plus the offer. And that's the conversion triangle. If even one point is weak, your whole result collapses. Let's briefly look at these 3. Positioning. Are you seen as the best choice? Not the cheapest, not the most valuable, and not the most experienced, but the absolute best. 2. Messaging. Does your message convert attention into interest? 3. The offer. Does the offer feel like the smartest, safest decision? Most businesses think they have a marketing problem, but they actually have a weak positioning, an unclear messaging, and a generic offer. When you fix this conversion triangle, your revenue is going to stabilize, or revenue stabilizes. See, marketing brings attention. The conversion triangle is the conversion triangle that brings income, and it therefore controls and determines your income or your revenue. Let's zoom in into the first point of the triangle, positioning. Positioning determines how people see you before you speak. A strong positioning sale makes sales effortless, but a weak positioning makes sales almost impossible. So to position yourself as the only logical choice, you must answer these four questions. What do you solve? For who? Why is your method different? What proof do you have? Example of a generic positioning. Don't say I help people grow online. Rather say I help service-based businesses build a predictable client acquisition system using using the 3M growth framework so they attract better clients and scale sustainably. Now, with that positioning, that's clarity, that's uniqueness, and that's authority right there. Most, I mean, let me say positioning is what people say about you when you're not in the room. That's how important and that's how powerful positioning is. It's because it's what people say about you when you're not around. What do people say about you? And that's the positioning. Let's break down the second point, messaging. Your message is the bridge between your offer and your ideal client's mind. Here's the formula. Start with the pain, followed by the insight, and then the transformation, authority, and finally the invitation. Here's an example. Most service providers, here's an example. So we're gonna frame a message. We're gonna break down a message using the formula I gave you. Pain, insight, transformation, authority, and invitation. So here's the message broken down with this formula. Pain. I said start with the pain. So here's the pain. Most service providers rely on referrals or random posting, the insight next. The problem isn't your skill, it's your unclear message, the transformation. When your message matches your market, clients can pre-qualify, the authority. We've helped service-based businesses in multiple industries fix this within 14 days. The invitation. If you want clarity, let's build your core message together. So if I was to read or say this in a fully developed message without stating the formulas, it would sound something like this. Most service providers rely on referrals or random posting. The problem isn't your skill; it's your unclear message. Your message matches when your message matches your market, clients can't be qualified. We've helped service businesses in multiple industries fix this within 14 days. If you want clarity, let's build your core message together. So messaging is not about sounding smart. It's all about becoming unignorable in your niche, in the eyes of your niche or your ideal audience or your target market. Now you can have a strong messaging and a powerful, you can have a strong positioning and a powerful message, but if your offer is weak, clients won't move, clients won't buy at all. So let's fix that. So your offer is not a list of features. Rather, your offer is the package of the transformation they desire, your target audience that is. So a high converting offer has three ingredients. Ingredient one, transformation based outcome. Not 10 coaching calls, but go from invisible to fully booked in 90 days. Ingredient two, risk reversal. Clients want safety. So show clarity in your processes, show clarity in your processes, proof, and onboarding, so that saying yes feels easy for them. And the final ingredient, three, mechanism alignment. Your offer is built around your signature method because your mechanism is the spine of your offer. Let me show the difference between a weak offer and a strong offer because most businesses get it wrong, and they get this wrong. A weak offer would sound something like this. Marketing coaching. Now, if somebody says to me if somebody says that, it tells me nothing. No outcome, there's no transformation, no structure, no mechanism. It's generic, and generic offers force you to compete on price. Now, here's a strong offer. The 3M Growth Framework Implementation Program, a step-by-step system to build a predictable client acquisition engine in 12 weeks. Now, do you hear the difference? This one is rooted in a signature method, the 3M framework. It's anchored in a clear timeline, which is 12 weeks. It's built around a specific outcome, a predictable client acquisition engine, and it positions you as the expert, not a commodity. Now, one of these is random, and the other one, which I'm just rephrasing, is structured, premium, and clearly designed to create transformation. And this is what makes you, or this is what your clients want to buy. This is what they're actually buying. Clarity, certainty, and the proven path to results. Now that your offer is crystal clear and conversion ready, the next question is simple. How do you consistently attract qualified and ready to buy leads into your wow? This is where your lead magnet strategy becomes one of your most powerful tools. So let's talk about lead magnet. Let's talk about lead magnets, because most creators are still using 2018 tactics in a 2018 tactic. They're using 2018 tactics in a 2026 market. The old approach was create something free, hope people download it, send a few emails, then pray somebody buys it. But that approach doesn't work anymore, because today people have content exhaustion. They don't want ebooks anymore. They instead want clarity, speed, and direction. So a lead magnet must do one thing extremely well, which is to get your ideal client a quick win that positions you as the only logical next step. Here are the four elements of a high-performing lead magnet in 2026. 1. Solve a micro problem, not the whole topic. Your lead magnet should take someone from I don't know where to start to wow, this makes sense. I can actually fix this today. So you start by solving a small problem, which leads to a small win, and then ultimately wins big trust. Examples include a messaging makeover sheet, a visibility checklist, a client acquisition, a client conversion audit, and a 10-minute scorecard. It gotta be quick, clear, and consumable. Element 2. Filter out freebie hunters. A great lead magnet attracts serious buyers, not people looking for free stuff. That means the topic must speak to a real pain point. It gotta require a level of responsibility, and it gotta connect directly to a paid transformation. An example is the client acquisition scorecard. It attracts people wanting clients and not random browsers. Element 3. It must set up your offer naturally. Your lead magnet should be the first step of your larger solution, not a random piece of content. By the time they consume it, your target audience or your niche, they should see the problem, the gap, the urgency, and the reason your system is needed. Because you did not force the force. Not because you forced the pitch, but because the logic of the process leads them to it. And the last element, 4, it must build momentum immediately. So a lead magnet must create a psychological shift. It must make somebody say, something like, finally, someone understands what I've been trying to figure out. And when somebody says that, this building builds authority, trust, belief in your method, and it builds readiness to take action. So a lead magnet is not the sale itself. It's not the sale. Instead, it's the start of the buying journey. And when it's done right, your emails no longer need to convince. They simply continue the momentum that you've already created. So remember that a lead magnet is not a gift. It's a positioning tool. Its job is not to educate people. Its job is to align people. Now that your lead magnet and nature strategies are in place, the next step is creating systems that keep working even when you're not working or when you're offline. Most businesses don't fail because their offer is bad. They fail because they rely on manual effort instead of predictable systems. Automation is not about replacing you. It's about freeing your time so you can focus on the high value work, that which really matters. Automations protect your time, they protect your energy, and they protect your revenue. Automations for growth should therefore, 1, they should capture leads instantly, with no delays and with no manual follow-ups. 2, they should deliver value immediately so that trust is built real fast. 3, they should segment people based on behavior and not guesswork. 4, they should guide buyers along a pre-designed journey. 5, they should reactivate people who went silent. And finally, 6, they should nurture automatically every week. So when this is done right, automation becomes an invisible online team. It It removes chaos and creates consistency, and it also makes growth predictable. So you don't scale by working hard, you actually scale by removing friction and working smart. Now, let me give you a simple, repeatable blueprint that ties everything all together. This is the exact sequence high-performing businesses follow to scale without burnout or confusion. Step one, clarify your positioning, who you help, what you solve, and why your method works. Step two, build a conversion-ready offer, a solution your audience understands immediately. Step three, create a strategic lead magnet, one that attracts qualified buyers, not freebie collectors or freebie hunters. Step four, set up your nature system, emails or content that shifts belief, not dump information. Step five, automate the repetitive parts or repetitive tasks. Lead delivery, segmentation, follow-ups, reminders, and activations. Step six, scale what's working, stop what's not. Optimize, amplify, and then increase visibility. This blueprint prevents overwhelm because you're not guessing anymore. You are rather following a proven sequence that compounds momentum. Growth is a system, and it's not an accident. Here's what this looks like when applied in the real world. So let me or allow me to bring home everything home with a real example because frameworks are great, but results tell the truth. A few months ago, I worked with a service-based business owner who had everything but momentum. She had a quality offer, a good reputation, and a solid skill set. But what she didn't have was demand. She was posting online, but nothing stuck. People liked her content, but they didn't buy. She was invisible in the algorithms in the algorithm and unclear in the market. So we started by implementing the 3M framework. One, the market. We narrowed that target. We narrowed that target from anyone who needs more service to a specific profile with a defined pain point. Two, the message. We changed that content from educational tips to demand creating statements like problems, patterns, and proof. Three, the mechanism, which is we replaced our slow manual process with a simple funnel from content to a lead magnet to nurturing and finally a discovery call. Then we activated our content engine around a single flagship transformation. In just 90 days by doing these things, our inbound leads increased, our content began converting, she went from unpredictable income to a stable monthly sales. She doubled her revenue without posting more, just posted statistically and intentionally. What changed? It's not that talent that changed, not her personality, and not her workload, but her systems changed, her clarity changed, and the market responded to the change. So this is what happens when your marketing stops being random and starts being intentional. Now let's talk about the reality of doing nothing because staying the same is not being neutral. It's like what Howard Zinn said, you can't be neutral on a moving train. The market has evolved. Consumer behavior has changed. Attention is shorter. Trust is lower. Competition is higher and louder. So if you don't adapt your systems, here's what's going to happen. One, you're going to have inconsistent lead flow. You stay stuck in feast and famine cycles. Two, you're going to have low conversions because your messaging never fully aligns. Three, you're going to be overwhelmed and burnout. Everything's going to feel or feels manual, reactive, and unpredictable. Four, no growth predictability. You can't forecast or scale. Five, you get outpaced by competitors, not because they're better, but because they've built better systems. So doing nothing is a decision, and but it's also a cost, and it's a cost that compounds. So like it has been said, you can't stay neutral on a moving train. The danger isn't failure itself. It's rather staying the same in a market that keeps moving. So again, you can't stay neutral on a moving train. So now we're at the crossroads of destiny. You've seen what works and what doesn't. Now it's decision time. You've seen the full system, the market clarity, magnetic messaging, effective mechanism, the content engine, the conversion triangle, and the six-step growth blueprint. Here's the truth. Knowledge alone won't create results, but action will. So if you want help turning this system into predictable growth, your next step is simple. Book a free strategy call. It's not going to be a sales call. It's going to be a diagnosis. We uncover gaps, create a clear path, and get your marketing moving so you start attracting high quality clients consistently. If you're not ready for that, though, you can still do something productive. Download the Digital Marketing Starter Kit and download the Digital Marketing Toolkit. Study them, read them, meditate on them, reflect on them. The links are in the comments, or DM me if you want more clarity or if you want the links. So you've seen what's possible. Now let's make it happen. Before we can wrap this up, it's your turn. Let's make this practical for you. So ask me anything around your niche, your message, your content, lead generation, offers or funnels, automations. No question is too small and no question is too advanced. Think of this as a personalized audit so you can leave with clarity and a confident next step to implement immediately. So go ahead, people. Any questions that you might have? Any questions, please? All right, I see a question. Which platform should I focus on? All right, focus on platforms where your buyer already spends their time, not where the trends are. If you're a B2B, your thing is LinkedIn, your platform is LinkedIn. If you're a B2B service provider, Facebook or TikTok. If you're a visual creative, Instagram. So if your clients are corporate HR managers, TikTok is not your platform, but LinkedIn is. Another question, how often should I post? 3 to 4 times a week is more than enough. Consistency is more important than volume. Four solid posts weekly beat 14 random ones. Yeah, for 4 posts per weekly beat 14 random ones. So 3 to 4 times a week is more than enough. What type of content actually converts? Educational content that solves a problem, demonstrates expertise, and shows your process. Examples like the 3 mistakes that stop you from converting leads. Here's how I helped a client double their traffic in 60 days, like the behind the scenes and how I build strategies for clients. The list goes on. So it's educational content that solves the problem, demonstrates expertise, and shows your process. How do I get people to trust me? Trust is built by being visible, consistent, and showing proof. So share stories, examples like screenshots, and client outcomes. Example, if you are new, use examples from your own journey or case studies from your niche. Yeah. How do I know my offer is right? So if people understand it within 5 seconds and they can see the value immediately, it's all right. Example of your offer. It's an example of an offer. Somebody says social media. So if you say social media, it's weak and generic. Rather, what's better say, a better offer could sound something like this. We manage your social media daily so you can focus on running your business. How fast can I see results? Well, it depends on consistency and clarity. But most service providers see traction in 30 to 90 days when they follow a clear system. Do I need paid ads? Well, not at the beginning. So at the beginning, focus on organic trust first. Then use ads to scale what's already working. Okay, and then I'll take this last question. Can your system work in my industry? Yes, most definitely, absolutely, because the 3M framework is not niche independent. It's not niche dependent. It's psychology and systems. Any industry that needs visibility, trust, and conversions can use it. All right, I think our time is almost up. It's time to wrap this up. So if you have any further questions, please DM me. Please feel free to comment. Feel free to drop it. Feel free to direct message me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn. Direct message me or comment or drop your question in the comments. Reach out to me. I'll provide my email. Reach out to me. I'm here to help. So we've reached the end, and I want to leave you with this one final thought. Thank you for showing up for your business. Remember, your skills matter, your work matters, your business matters. But the world can only choose you if it can say you. Today, you've taken a step towards visibility, a huge step actually towards visibility, authority, and predictable growth. Unpredictable growth. So go forward with clarity, implement what you've learned, make your business the obvious choice for your ideal clients, and so forth. So again, thank you for taking your time out from your busy schedule to join me today. Have a bright day ahead, have a great weekend ahead, and happy holidays ahead. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you.